Hey guys, happy Friday. I'm meteorologist Christine Gormley, and today we're going to talk about the weekend risk for the plains and your roofing forecast for the next couple, or for today, and more severe weather next week. So I'll get into those details. So right now we've got a trough out in the west out there. It's just spinning, and that's what's going to move on through and give us that severe threat for Saturday, for your Saturday evening. But right now also there's another trough moving off the East Coast, another low pressure system that's not really going to do much for us, but this is what we're really looking at and what we're tracking for the next 24 hours or so going into tomorrow. And here's kind of what that looks like on the upper level. So we do have that ridge over the plains right now, giving us those warm temperatures, 68 degrees, 76 in Dallas, 79 in Houston, and kind of what we call an omega block going on right now with that ridge in between those two low pressure systems. But we don't have any hail risks for today, but we do have some risks for tomorrow, so I'll get into that right now. So tomorrow for Nebraska and Kansas and portions of central and northeast Oklahoma, there is a low hail threat for further south you go, but North Platte, Lincoln, Nebraska, you guys are in the main risk for the hail, and Salina and Wichita, Kansas are in that too. The hail threat is a little lower than the wind threat, especially when you get into those larger values of that hail. Not really expecting any huge hail or any large hail really over maybe an inch tomorrow, but there could be some isolated areas of over an inch in that orange swath up there where you guys can really get that line of storms coming through and a lot of ascent in that area. And I'll show you guys more of what the setup's like here in a minute. So here's the wind, and I will say the wind threat is higher. It's moderate right now for North Platte and Lincoln and Saline, say however you pronounce that, Saline and Wichita, Kansas. So the further south you go, the wind threat is not going to be as severe as the further north you go. As far as pretty much the further north you go, you're at the more in that area where you get that strong ascent from the jet stream, and it's just stronger ascent and stronger jet stream winds. It's for the further north you go, that low pressure system is going to be over in that area. So here's what that wind forecast looks like for tomorrow for your Saturday, and then getting into there is a slight tornado risk for tomorrow. It is low, and that's not the main concern, but it is, the potential is there, and I can't rule it out, but it is low in that area. So here's what the setup kind of looks like for instability and some of the ingredients that are to play for tomorrow evening. So we got some issues going on here. We don't have a ton of instability to really work with tomorrow, but we do have enough to maybe produce some hail and even enough wind shear possible to produce maybe a brief tornado or two anywhere in that area. So, but here's what that instability looks like. It goes all the way from Nebraska, North Platte, all the way down to Dallas, but Oklahoma City, you could see some of these hazards tomorrow as well because that instability is in central Oklahoma. And then as we go throughout the evening during the event, that instability is going to move east and going to pretty much stay the same throughout the entire event, and then it's going to move off to the east, and as the overnight hours persist, it's not going to be, the severity of the system is going to decrease overnight. So here's what the dew points look like. So not only do we have low instability, but we also have low dew points, and that those two kind of work hand in hand. So dew points are pretty low, and they're not going to be super impressive going into this event. This is really more of a wind event, wind-driven event. It's a cold front. You can see this dry line right here with colder temperatures, and with that cold front, you're going to see a line of storms. It's not going to be super isolated the whole time, but the line of storms are going to move across, and those dew points just aren't really there for us to get a big robust system out of this as far as isolated supercells and tornadic cells and large hail events and stuff like that. So here's what it looks like on future radar for tomorrow. We're starting to clock at about 4:30. I think the event may start, storms are going to start maybe going off about 3-4 o'clock tomorrow. Time could vary between now and then. So but going into 6 p.m., that line of storms is going to start in the North Platte area, move east across Nebraska, and then it's going to unzip into a line down Kansas and down to Oklahoma City. Oklahoma City could see some hazards, could see some wind, could see potential for hail, maybe in the outskirts of Oklahoma City and in the northeast portions of the Oklahoma City area. That is a lower risk, but it's still there. I mean, you guys are still going to see maybe some isolated activity, so you guys could see some isolated wind gusts and larger hail. Still not going to be super large hail, but that's what's going to happen with this, and then it's going to move across as a line through Omaha, Lincoln, and then also move through Kansas City, but by the time it gets to Kansas City, it's not going to be super severe. It might just, you're just going to get some thunderstorms out of it and maybe some high wind gusts between 30, 45 miles per hour, but it's not going to be severe. And then it's going to wrap around and bring those cooler temperatures on the back end of that. So here's what our wind gusts look like, our future wind gusts look like for Saturday. So here's what it's moving across. This is before the event with that low pressure system out overhead. It's going to drive those winds. We're going to see wind gusts in Oklahoma around 30 to 40 miles per hour, and then as that system moves through, you could see wind gusts anywhere between 40 and 55 miles per hour, especially the further north you go in Nebraska and Kansas, where that main line is going to move through. So right now, temperatures in Oklahoma City are warm, 70 degrees in Oklahoma City, and then warmer down in Dallas, 74, 72 in the Dallas area, and then of course it's colder in the Front Range region, 57 degrees in Denver. So today it's a beautiful day for roofing if you're in the plains and if you're like where that ridge is in Oklahoma, Dallas, Kansas, Nebraska, really anywhere in the area pretty much, and even in the southeast as well. So Kansas City, it's clear, it's sunny, 46. Well, that was this morning, 60s this afternoon and 70s. It might be a little windy this afternoon, so you'll have to take that into consideration. And then today for Dallas, 70s and 80, even some 80s this evening and this afternoon, maybe partly cloudy for you guys. So for the roofers out for you guys, it looks gorgeous today to be outdoors, and the temperatures are mild too. So Denver, this forecast is showing 70 degrees for you guys later on. So here's what that future upper jet stream future looks like for going into next week too, because we do have some more storms that we are tracking for next week, starting Monday night into Tuesday and Wednesday. So here's what that looks like for tomorrow. This is that low pressure system that's going to move across the North Plains and the Central Plains and give us that chance for some storms tomorrow. And then Monday, there's another trough behind that one that's going to move across Dallas, Oklahoma City, and spark some severe storms possible Tuesday and Wednesday, and there could even be some flooding in that as well, some heavy downpours at times, maybe Tuesday and Wednesday. There's going to be areas that are going to get hit with lots of rain over the course of a couple of days. So flooding could be a problem depending on where you are. But as far as severe weather goes, we'll have to really track that and see there is a chance for severe weather with that. If the moisture if the moisture from the Gulf can just really get up and that instability can increase, we can have some storms with that, and that's going to move off to the east by the end of next week. So temperatures with that cooler in Oklahoma City for the next couple of days, or for the next week, and between April 8th and the 12th, and we're looking warmer out west with that. So that's maybe a little look ahead at your temperatures. And then here's a look ahead at what I was just telling you guys about with the storms coming in next week. Monday, Dallas is in that right now, and parts of South Oklahoma, South Central Oklahoma as well. And then Tuesday, another risk for Dallas as well. It's going to be a multi-day risk for you guys next week, and Houston is also in that. And then Wednesday, that system pushes off to the southeast, and you guys are going to have a chance to see some severe storms on Wednesday for the southeast. So that's all I have for you guys today. You guys can follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, or TikTok. You guys can even give us a call at 855-334-4245. Also, scan that QR code at the top of your screen, and you can request a demo. You can also purchase maps, and you can purchase maps for tomorrow or next week as well after the event too. You can go to info@hailtrace.com. You can email us there, or you can even go to our website at hailtrace.com for also to purchase any maps or demos. So I hope you guys have a great weekend. See ya.